Hey there folks, it's another math video. Today we're going to be talking about adding rational numbers. 1.3, adding rational numbers. Don't forget to put your name on the top, Tara, and don't forget to put today's date. Now that's going to be different for everyone. So let's evaluate each of the following expressions. Just me being a little bit of a math nerd. Expressions have no equal sign in them, but equations do. So I'm just going to put an equal sign here, but that doesn't mean that the original question had an equal sign in it, so it still keeps it an expression. But I'm going to say 3 plus 7 is 10. Now you've already done this work before, so what I want you to do is just for these first four, I want us to go through and answer them. So negative 3 plus 7 is going to be positive 4. We've seen this before. A positive and a negative turns into a, you got it, negative. I'm just going to rewrite that because I just want to deal with one sign, not two. So that's negative 3 minus 7. That equals negative 10. 3 plus minus 7. So that is a negative. Okay, so I'm just going to rewrite it. 3 minus 7. That's going to be a negative 4. Now I taught you to use a number line if you needed it. There is no shame in writing a number line right here. Okay, and also there is no shame in taking out that cue card that I gave you and using that to count your numbers back and forth. Now I just want to get you guys used to seeing fractions again. What we can do is we can add these because they are speaking the same language. They have a common denominator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use what I know of the first question and apply it to the second part here. So since 3 plus 7 equals 10, I know that 3/8 plus 7/8 is 10/8. Now if I leave it like that, my little math brain is just gonna go crazy because I have a common factor of 2. So I'm gonna divide both numerator and denominator by 2 to get into lowest terms. So I have 5 over 4. And if I really want to give the right answer, I'm going to get this improper fraction into a mixed number. So that's going to be 1 and 1/4. All right, so negative 3 plus 7 is 4, right? Well, negative 3/8 plus 7/8 is going to be negative 4/8. But my math brain is just not liking that. I want to get this into lowest terms. So I am going to say that that is negative 1/2 instead of negative 4/8. Using this information, negative 3 plus negative 7 is negative 10. So negative 3/8 plus negative 7/8 is going to be negative 10/8. I want to fix that up. It's going to be negative 5 over 4, which just equals, I'm just going to move over here so I can have a little bit more room, which equals negative 1 and 1/4. Last but not least, since 3 plus negative 7 is negative 4, 3/8 plus negative 7/8 is going to be negative 4/8, which is just negative 1/2. I just want to alert you to a situation up here. Do you see this here? Do you see how this is not supposed to be negative 4? I was moving too quick. Negative 3 plus 7 is positive 4. Negative 3/8 plus 7/8 is going to be positive 4/8, not negative 4/8. So I made a mistake there. I hope that you guys caught it. Just going to erase that there. Ooh, there we go. What we are going to do here is we are going to do this addition. Now, I know some of you guys will look at it and be like, okay, you add the 1 and the 2 and then the 3 and the 7 and then you just go from there. I'm going to show you that that method works. Absolutely. When it comes to positive numbers, that will always work. But I'm going to show you a method that will work for if you have positive numbers and if you have negative numbers as well. So first things first, you want to turn improper. Then find lowest common denominator, which we don't have to worry about because they already have a common denominator. And then add or subtract. So I'm going to use that method here. I'm going to say this equals not 1 3/8, but 11 over 8. 1 times 8 is 8, plus 3 is 11 over 8, plus 2 times 8, which is 16, plus 7 is going to be 23 over 8. Since they're common denominators, I can say 11 plus 23 is going to be 34 over 8. 8 goes into 34 4 times, with 2 left over. 2 over 8. And 2/8 is not in the lowest terms. I'm just going to go like this. So that equals 4 and 1/4. Let's do the same thing with this one. So I have negative 11 over 8 plus 2 times 8 is 16 plus 24 is, sorry, plus 7 is 23 over 8. So essentially what we're doing here is we're saying 23 minus 11, which is going to be 12 over 8, which is going to be 1 and 4/8, which is just 1 and 1/2. Last but not, definitely not last but not least, we have 2 more to go. So first things first, I don't like these 2 signs butted up against each other. Okay, so I won't know that 2 signs. I want just to have it simplified as 1. So a negative and a positive is negative. So I'm just going to rewrite the exact same thing, but I'm just going to use 1 sign in between. So negative 1 3/8 minus 2 7/8. Now I'm going to get it into an improper fraction. So that's going to be negative 11 over 8 minus 2 times 8 plus 7 is going to be 23 over 8. Negative 11 minus 23 is negative 34 over 8. 8 goes into, so I know that, remember what I said about negative numbers here? We want to take the negative. We know that the overall sign of the number is going to be negative. 8 goes into 34 4 times with 2 remaining over 8. But this right here is not in lowest terms yet. So I want it to be negative 4 and 1/4. Put a box around it because I like my teacher. Last but not least, this is truly last but not least. We have a positive and a negative sign here. That turns into just 1 sign, which is negative. So I'm just going to rewrite it. 1 and 3/8 minus 2 and 7/8. This becomes, if I turn it into an improper fraction, 8 times 1 plus 3 is 11 over 8 minus 2 times 8, which is 16, plus 7, which is 23 over 8. 11 minus 23, we're going to have a negative number because 11 is smaller than 23. So negative 12 over 8. 8 goes into 12 1 time. So it's negative 1 and 4/8, which is negative 1 and 1/2. So this is always just a helpful little hint. A number line may be useful when the denominators of the fractions are compatible, or when we want to estimate a sum. So for example, when I look up here, if I were to draw this on a number line, I would say I have positive 11, so here's 0. Here's positive 11, and I'm going to subtract 23, so I know I'm over here. So this tells me that I'm subtracting 23. This is telling me that 23 as a number is bigger than 11, so if I take 11 minus 23, I know that my answer is going to be negative. You can also specifically use, not just to estimate, but you can actually find the answer if your number line is big enough.